So do you also want to extract the details from social media proposals? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to use AI to extract social media strategy proposals data from PDFs to Google Sheets. So like you, I also used to manually extract the details from all these social media proposals. But this is such a time consuming and a tedious task. So to solve this problem, I've simply created this amazing automation where what is going to happen is that as soon as I add the social media proposal into a Google Drive, automatically my AI agent is going to extract the details from that proposal, and then further we are just going to add that details into a Google Sheets. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Google Drive, OpenAI and Google Sheets. And to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So if you also want to create this amazing automation for your own business, then for that you have to come with me towards my screen. Welcome to my screen everyone. So in this video I'll show you how to use an AI agent to extract the valuable information from social media proposals such as campaign goals, content plans, budget and timelines, and automatically add them into a Google Sheet. So whether you're managing multiple clients or streamlining your agency workflow, this AI powered automation will save you a lot of time and bring clarity towards your proposal analysis. So let's dive in. So to do this, I'm simply going to open a new tab, and I'm just going to look for the landing page of Pabbly Connect simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. And that is opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect. And over here, we're just going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here, I'm an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this button which says sign in. And once I'm just going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. And over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account. And now it is opening my dashboard, and to get started we are simply going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here on my dashboard you can see multiple folders which I've already created in which I save my workflows. So if you also want to create a new folder, you can go towards this create new folder button and create your own. I've already created many, so I'm just going to save my workflow in one of these only, which is automations. And now I'm just going to name my workflow as this: extract social media proposals data from PDFs to Google Sheets. And then we are simply going to click on this button which says create. And once I'm just going to click on this create, it is going to open the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens, and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by a trigger. And that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of a trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, I'm simply going to select my trigger application, which is Google Drive. So I'm just going to search for Google Drive and select it right over here. And now for the trigger event, I'm simply going to select it as new file in specific folder and click on this button which says connect. Now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Drive account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this button which says select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now we have to click on this blue button which says sign in with Google. And now Pabbly is asking me to select my Gmail account, with the help of which I'm just going to connect my Google Drive. So I'm simply going to select my Gmail account, with the help of which I'm just going to connect my Google Drive. And now Pabbly is asking me for some permissions. So I'm simply going to click on this allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for because my data is secure with Pabbly. So I'm simply going to click on this allow right over here. And once I'm just going to click on this allow, with this we have successfully connected our Google Drive account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it is asking me to select the folder or the subfolder. So over here you can see that I'm just going to select this subfolder or the folder which is social media strategy proposals. So I'm simply going to select my folder which is social media strategy proposals. So you have to keep in mind that the folder or the subfolder which is selecting should be a shareable one. So what do I mean by a shareable one? So you have to go towards the folder name, you have to go towards this share, and once again towards this share. And over here the general access should be anyone with the link and editor only. So it is really important that you keep this access, otherwise your AI agent will not be able to read the documents. Alright, so after selecting this folder, I'm simply going to click on this button which says save and send test request. But before clicking on the save and send test request, I'll just let you know that Google Drive is a polling based application. So polling based application means that this application will not check for new data instantly. It is going to take some amount of time to check for the new data, and over here in the case of Google Drive, it is saying the trigger will check for new data in 10 minutes. So over here, once I'm just going to click on the save and send test request, Pabbly is going to capture the last response or the latest response made in my Google Drive. So first we have to do the test submission, and then only we can click on this save and send test request. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to go towards this new file upload, and I'm just going to do the test submission. For that, I'm just going to simply upload my document right over here, which is social media strategy proposal. So yes, now upon uploading this document, with this we have successfully completed our test submission, and now I'm just going to click on this save and send test request so that Pabbly can capture the response of the same. So here you can see that Pabbly has successfully captured the response of the same document, and with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, which is Google Drive. And now whenever I'm just going to upload a new file in this specific folder within 10 minutes, the workflow is going to get started. Alright, so now I'm just going to move on towards my action to extract the details from this social media proposal. I'm just going to use my AI agent, which is OpenAI. So I'm just going to search for OpenAI and select it, and now for the action event, I'm simply going to select it as extract content from PDF/image. Alright, and now I'm just going to click on this connect. Now it is asking me for the same once again. So if you haven't connected your OpenAI, you can follow me, click on add a new connection. Now it is asking me for the token, and to get this token, I'm simply going to follow the help text, and it is saying kindly visit your OpenAI API key page to get the API key that you need to enter here. So I'm simply going to go towards my OpenAI API key page to get the API key. Now after coming over here towards this page, you simply have to go towards this create new secret key button. You have to name your key, select the project, and click on this create secret key button, and your key will be created. I've already created my key, so I'm simply going to paste my key right over here. I'm simply going to click on this button which says save, and with this we have successfully connected our OpenAI account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it's asking me to select the OpenAI model, so I'm simply going to select it as GPT-4o Mini. And now it's asking me for the PDF URL, so I'm simply going to enter the PDF URL right over here, but we are not going to copy paste the URL, but instead we are just going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Drive as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of a trigger application only, and as soon as we are just going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm simply going to map this web content link and move on further. Now it is asking me to enter the prompt. So over here I'm just going to enter the prompt, but we are just going to extract the details from this PDF using this structured output field. But this prompt is a required field, so I'm simply going to enter this prompt, which is extract the details from given PDF. And after entering this prompt, I'm just going to move on further and enter the structured output JSON object. So to enter the structured output JSON object, we first have to generate it, all right? And now I'm just going to generate this JSON object without knowing any programming or coding language using this important note. So it is saying to generate the structured output, navigate to this URL. So I'm simply going to open this URL right over here. And after opening this URL, what we're just going to do is I'm simply going to click on this button which says generate. And now over here, I'm just going to enter the prompt to generate the JSON schema. And to enter this prompt, I'm just going to open my spreadsheet, and then I'm just going to open my notepad. And now over here in the notepad, I'm just going to enter all of the details which I want to extract. So the first detail is the client name. So I'm simply going to enter client name right over here. And after entering the detail which I want to extract, I'm just going to move on towards a new line, and I'm just going to enter the type of this detail. So it is a short text. So I'm just going to enter short text right over here. And now I'm just going to go towards another line, and now I'm just going to enter the description, which is extract and provide me the full name of the client from the proposal. So yes, now after doing this for client name, I'm just going to do it for all of these details, which is campaign objective, target audience, platform focus, budget, start date, end date, and approval status. So I'm just going to enter it, and as you can see that I've successfully entered it. So I'm simply going to copy it whole from here, and then I'm just going to paste this prompt. So I'm just going to copy it, and I'm just going to paste it right over here, and we're just going to generate this JSON schema by simply clicking on this button which says create. And once I'm just going to click on this create, we're just going to generate the JSON schema without knowing any programming or coding language. Alright, so we're just going to wait for a few seconds and my JSON schema has been generated. So I'm simply going to copy it and I'm just going to paste it right over here in the structured output field. And after pasting this, I'm simply going to click on this button which says save and send as request. And now my AI agent is going to extract all of these details from this PDF and it's going to give it to me as the response right over here so that we can further add those details into my spreadsheet. So we just have to wait for a few seconds till it is extracting all the details and give it to me right over here as the response. And now you can see that we have successfully received this response, and I'm just going to simply add these details into my Google Sheets. For that, I'm just going to add another action step. Now for the action application, I'm simply going to select it as Google Sheets. For the action event, I'm simply going to select it as add new row and click on this connect. Once again, it is asking me for the same. So if you have already connected your Google Sheets, you can go towards this, select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to go towards this add a new connection, sign in with Google. You have to select your Gmail account like we did in Google Drive connection, give Pabbly the permissions and your Google Sheets account will be connected. I've already connected my Google Sheets account, so I'm simply going to go towards this, select existing connection and then save. And once I'm just going to click on this save, with this we have successfully connected our Google Sheets account, and I'm simply going to select my spreadsheet right over here, which is social media proposals. And after selecting my spreadsheet, I'm simply going to select my sheet, which is sheet 1, and now one by one I'm just going to map all of these details from the response of my AI agent. So yes, I'm just going to map the details which my AI agent extracted from the document. So one by one I'm just going to map all of these details, and likewise I'm mapping, you also have to map all of these details. And after mapping all of these details, you simply have to click on this blue button which says save and send as request. And once I'm just going to click on the save and send as request, yes, you can see that we have received the positive response that we have successfully added these details into our Google Sheets. So I'm simply going to open my Google Sheets, and as you can see that right over here we have successfully added these details. We declined name, campaign objective, target audience, platform focus, budget, start date, end date and approval status. So yes, with this we have successfully added all of these details, and now what is going to happen is that with this we have successfully completed this workflow. And now whenever I'm just going to add a social media proposal right over here, automatically my workflow is going to get triggered in 10 minutes, and further my AI agent is going to extract the details from that social media proposal and add it right over here in my spreadsheet. So all of this is going to happen in backend. We don't have to come back and again to our workflow to click on save and send test request. We just have to sit back and relax, and this automation is going to run in backend. So now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect. And while trying, if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. See you in the next video with many more automation tips, everyone. Thank you for watching. So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can connect many more applications. So now if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com, and if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this URL. And now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect.